Hello there, how's it going? My name's Adam and today I'm all dressed in black because I am going to be reviewing The Crow starring Brandon Lee. It came out in 1994 and it was directed by Alex Proyas. It was based on the comic book by James O'Barr of the same name, The Crow. I'm also wearing black because that is the colour of my very soul. The Crow stars Brandon Lee, son of the mighty Bruce Lee, in the titular role. I basically just wanted to say titular there. This unfortunately would be Brandon's final film, as he was tragically shot dead when an accident on set caused a dummy bullet to be fired with enough force to fatally wound Lee. This knowledge gives the film an extra layer of melancholia to an already pretty melancholic film. The story centres around rock musician Eric Draven. He gets set upon by a bunch of thugs and is murdered, thrown out of a window, and his fiancée Shelley Webster raped and murdered. Legend has it that if something wrongful and tragic enough happens, a crow will bring the wronged back to life to exact revenge. Exactly 1 year later, on Devil's Night, Eric Draven returns from the grave to have his revenge and pick off one by one the perpetrators of his fiancée's brutal death. Eric, back from the grave and resurrected by the mysterious Crow, now has rejuvenative healing powers, not unlike Deadpool.
Oh, hello.
And has a psychic link with the mystical Crow. T-Bird, Tintin, Fun Boy and Skank, as well as their gangster boss Top Dollar, are all in big trouble.
They're all dead. They just don't know it yet.
This film does look visually stunning, almost Tim Burton-esque, very gothic and dark. And with a fantastic score by Graham Revell, sets the tone for this gothic action love story of a man who loved a woman so much he'd come back to life to avenge her. As well as Brandon Lee doing an amazing job as the Crow, there are also some great support actors. Ernie Hudson of Ghostbusters fame plays Sergeant Daryl Albrecht, a jaded beat cop whose chemistry with Lee is apparent on screen.
Walking into a gun? You high?
You don't remember me.
What are you talking about?
How about Shelley? Do you remember Shelley Webster?
Shelley Webster is dead, my friend.
Sarah, the young girl Eric takes under his wing, pun intended, played by Rochelle Davis, does a good job and top and tails the film with her narration as though she's the storyteller of the tragic tale.
What are you, like the Night Watchman?
There are some great one-liners and scenes in this film that make it very memorable. One of my fave scenes is where Tintin is set upon by Eric and murdered using his own choice of weapon, the knife.
Try harder. Try again. Victims, aren't we all?
In fact, all of the revenge scenes are great. The action is on point and the dialogue is snappy and well written. I've also got to mention the soundtrack to this film. Big time artists such as Nine Inch Nails, Stone Temple Pilots, Pantera, Rage Against the Machine and The Cure, to name but a few, all appear. The Cure's track Burn and Nine Inch Nails' cover of the Joy Division track Dead Souls are my particular standouts. In conclusion, this is a great film. It's of its time yet timeless. It has some fantastic scenes, some fantastic acting by Brandon Lee. The editing was great. Especially due to the fact that he died before the film was completed and they had to use stand-ins and CG in some points, and you really can't tell. It was done perfectly and it's almost, yeah, I'm going to go as far as to say it's a perfect film. I love it. It's gothic as fuck and yeah, well worth a watch. And remember,
Can't rain all the time.